in what is the most ruthless move a WNBA team has made this year. In what is the single most ruthless move a team has made. What the Valkyries did with Julie Vanloo is mental. It is absolutely mental.
Picture this. 40,000 feet above the Atlantic, Julie Vanloo is ready to return to the WNBA with a priceless grin because she's convinced the Golden State Valkyries are waiting with open arms. She's fresh off a EuroBasket championship, the kind of fairy tale ending most hoopers only dream about. Yet while she's still in the airplane on the way to the States when Vanloo is waived, effective immediately. No heads up, no human conversation, just a cold corporate press release that hits social feeds faster than her plane can turn back around.
Basically, Vanloo went overseas to play in a Euro tournament for Belgium, right? And basically ended up winning with Emma. And instead of celebrating and being with her fans and family, she tried to hurry up and rush back to the Valkyries. So she got right on the flight, skipped the celebration, and mid-air, not even landing just yet, heard the news that she was waived from the Valkyries, man.
Just like that, the WNBA's feel-good golden era, supposedly powered by Caitlin Clark's record ratings, turns into a cautionary tale about how not to treat the very players fueling the boom. You won't believe the aftershocks of this may reshape the league's next CBA, its global outlook, and maybe even your willingness to buy a ticket. Now buckle up, as the fans of the WNBA are ready to boycott the league as they have had enough.
Okay, so EuroBasket, or the European Basketball Championship, is a big deal. It is whoever wins immediately qualifies for the 2026 World Cup next year. And the Golden State Valkyries particularly had a lot of players take a break from playing in the W to go play in that European Championship, including Julie Vanloo, who plays for Belgium. This is part of their contract, very normal. Julie Vanloo goes to Europe and Belgium casually wins the whole tournament. Meanwhile, stateside, the Golden State Valkyries, without Julie Vanloo, are having a very successful period of games.
They waived her while she was on a plane. Not only that, her team, like Belgium, the Belgian national team had a whole bunch of celebrations. They had a whole bunch of celebrations for winning EuroBasket. So she won an international competition with Belgium, which is bigger than any WNBA championship. For them, anyway. For her, it's bigger than winning a WNBA championship. She won, and not only that, they won it in a historic comeback.
3 days earlier, Julie Vanloo was on top of the world celebrating with champagne. Vanloo had averaged 9.8 points, 5.3 assists, and 4 boards in EuroBasket. Good enough for all-tournament second team and a berth for Belgium in the 2026 World Cup. Teammates begged her to stay for the victory parade. Belgian Prime Minister was ready to award her a medal. She declined. Duty called, or so she thought. She hurried with a carry-on and sprinted for the last Athens to SFO red-eye. Why? Because her WNBA contract said report immediately, and she believed Valkyries brass would reward that loyalty. Think about that. A once-in-a-lifetime championship was traded for an empty airplane seat. Fans would soon find out just how badly that gamble backfired. But not being able to celebrate a championship with your teammates was only the prologue to a gut punch.
Man, some nasty work there. And I get it, it's a business. You have to do what you have to do. But fam, you couldn't even allow her to get back to the facility. You couldn't even allow her to touch down in the bay before you let her go. My goodness, fam. I mean, have a heart. Where's the 5 heartbeats when you need them, man? Oh my goodness.
Before Vanloo even got back into the Valkyries practice building, her whole day's trajectory had changed. The Valkyries' official Instagram caption, roster update. We have waived guard Julie Vanloo. Thank you, Julie. No call, no meeting, not even a text. Vanloo's IG story replies read like a live-action heartbreak. Just touched down in the bay, need time to process.
Posts that she made it to the States, back in Fog City, a heart around the arena. And then the next post is that she's been cut from the team. Literally just touched down in the bay, need to kind of process all of this and put my feelings into words. I can't right now with some heartbreaking emojis. So why would they do this? Business is business. I'm not really talking about cutting her. The decision they made is the decision they made. They feel like they can move forward without her on the team. But why let her come all the way back to the States before letting her know? And the answer appears to be, from what I've seen from a couple different people online, that if The Valkyries had cut her when she was in Europe. She would have lost her work visa and not been able to make it back to the States, but when they cut her when she's stateside, she's a bubble of time to still have that work visa and hopefully be picked up by another team. And while that technically makes sense, it's very obvious from these stories that she wasn't told that before she got here.
Asked why they let her burn 18 flight hours first, team sources muttered about visa logistics. Waive her overseas and she loses work authorization. Waive her stateside and she gets a grace period to sign elsewhere. Logical maybe, yet no one bothered to brief Vanloo, even head coach Natalie Nakase's later defense. We wanted to cut her face to face. Rang hollow when fans noticed no practice was scheduled for 2 more days. In that instant, EuroBasket gold turned to lead, and the internet turned on the Valkyries with a vengeance.
The way Julie Vanloo was done, she literally left Euroball immediately after her win and got on a plane back to the Bay Area and was talking about her travel plans on her Instagram story. And literally had just touched down in the Bay when they posted about her being waived. And so I'm curious to get an understanding as to how someone is literally flying from Europe back to America and you tell them that they're being waived when they get here. I understand that this was bound to happen based off of players going, coming, so on and so forth, but I think the way we're going about it is not very humanly. And maybe these players understand just based off of how the WNBA is, but it's just very interesting that the Valkyries are going at it about this.
The one thing is that a lot of people are like, oh, maybe it was for, visa reasons. They had to wait till she touched down in the country. First of all, until you get off that plane, you have not technically entered the country. You've not technically entered the country until you set foot off that plane. Until you get through immigration. So if it's a visa thing, if it was like, oh, her visa's been cancelled, I don't think there's pre-clearance wherever she was coming from. She had to go through immigration anyway. So the reality is, she probably lost the visa anyway. If she was going to lose the visa, if they had to cut her before she left, they cut her before she got into the country. So...
And the internet never forgets. Here's where the backlash went nuclear. Belgian legend Emma Mieseman, a WNBA Finals MVP herself, unleashed the first outcry. Making her miss a once-in-a-lifetime moment is crazy. The quote ricocheted across social media before US sports writers were even caffeinated. Within hours, hashtag boycott WNBA trended top 5 in the Bay Area, fueled by fans posting screenshots of canceled season ticket renewals. Comment sections morphed into open letters. If this is women supporting women, count me out. Treating players like luggage is why Euro stars hesitate to cross the pond.
It's like when stuff like this happen, bro, it really sink in, like, bro, this really a business though at the end of the day. Like, you feel me? Like, this really a business. Like, and you gotta treat it as such, bro. Like, you can't really, you gotta get out your feelings, bro.
That's why it's hard to get comfortable anywhere though.
Nah, that's facts.
You don't never know.
You literally, and you always gotta stay on your P's and Q's, because at the end of the day, like, you got a job just like somebody else got a job, just like somebody else got a job.
Even neutral analysts piled on. High Post Hoops called the move unacceptable optics for a league hitching its fortunes to global growth. And remember, optics pay the bills. WNBA telecasts plunge 55% when Caitlin Clark is sidelined. Alienating the rest of the talent pool? That's courting a disaster you can't just bandage with a marketing slogan.
It's not even that they got rid of her. It's not even that they got rid of her. I don't care about cutting Julie Vanloo. Caitlin Chen did well. Like, I don't even care. They cut her. Why did they not cut her 12 hours earlier? That's the problem. The problem isn't that they waived it's a business. It's a ruthless business. You can get waived. They waited until she was on a plane. Like, first of all, no one wants to get on a 12-hour flight. No one wants to get on a 12-hour flight. If she's gonna get picked up by the Chicago Sky or something, that becomes an 8 or 9 hour flight.
And fans are sick and tired of it. They want a league that will back its own players and not shun them away. They want the league to protect their star players from their favorite teams so that they don't get unnecessarily injured that sits them out for weeks. But the Vanloo fiasco wasn't the Valkyries' first PR own goal. Far from it.
I also
because actually she needs to have a sit-down discussion with those officials as well, because it's not consistent. And I want to figure out the challenges, the reviews is taking 5 and 8 and 10 minutes, and it was simply never that serious. It's time to put your big girl panties on, Kathy. It's time to put your big girl panties on and have some real conversations.
League executives defend themselves with the usual shield. The WNBA's 13-week calendar, 12-player cap, unforgiving salary slots. Tough decisions. They shrug, yet fans can do math. They saw Golden State parade rookie guard Caitlin Chen around media day, cut her 10 days later, then re-sign her after a viral backlash, all for cap gymnastics. To outside eyes, it looks like marketing first, humanity maybe fifth. It seems as the league only has one focus, and it's to save face by doing things that they think the general public would admire. But the problem is that the league waits until after controversy has hit and then decides to do the right thing, but at that point the damage has been done. Fans see this a mile away. Those same fans also know the WNBA just inked a media rights package worth billions, yet still lets rosters run thinner than a Euro low-cost airline. The dissonance is deafening. Record revenues up top, nickel and dime roster moves down below. Vanloo's ouster distills that imbalance into a single shareable outrage clip. Athletes across the league notice. A veteran forward dryly texts a podcaster, "Pack carry on only," apparently. A rookie tweets, then deletes, "My Euro agent's phone is blowing up." The undercurrent is unmistakable. The business side may have a spreadsheet defense, but the cultural price tag keeps rising. And while spreadsheets speak, one crucial voice remains conspicuously silent. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert has presided over expansion buzz, sponsorship surges, and primetime TV slots. Yet when cameras hunt for her take on the Vanloo fiasco, the podium stays empty. No statement about player welfare, no promise of internal review. Reporters file the phrase, "declined to comment," so often it becomes a punchline. Critics recall her measured response to earlier controversies. Hard fouls on rookie phenom Caitlin Clark, inconsistent officiating, a concussion here, a missed flagrant there. Each time Engelbert offers calculated calm. This time her calm curdles into absenteeism, and silence starts to sound like complicity. WNBA diehards, who spent the last year bragging about the league's new swagger, suddenly wonder who's guarding the guardrails. Kathy Engelbert literally has a chance to turn this league into a respectable and powerful league full of fans, but is sadly fumbling it by not showing the respect to the players. So if the players don't feel respected, why would they want to respect the league back? Yet even commissioner-level quiet can't muffle the international echoes growing louder by the hour.
We're now in a situation where they went about it the complete wrong way, and it's just a bad look on the organization. Like cutting Julie Vanloo, if you think Caitlin Chen gives you more than Julie Vanloo, like that's on you guys to make the decision. Caitlin Chen is a much more solid player than Vanloo. Julie Vanloo can give you a 10 out of 10 performance, and she can give you a 2 out of 10 performance. Like she's more flash than substance. So I understand why they would choose Chen over Vanloo, especially because Chen is a younger player. It makes perfect sense. But it's not that they did it, it's the way they did it that looks really bad. It's not that they got rid of Julie Vanloo, it's how they went about it.
Vanloo's ordeal hits Europe like a warning flare. Spanish league executives tell late-night talk shows they'll gladly double contracts to keep stars home. Australian commentators remind Opal's hopefuls that the WNBL season is plenty lucrative and a lot less cutthroat. Agents whisper that the next great Lithuanian stretch 4 may pass on a WNBA rookie deal altogether. Imagine if WNBL gives more respect and higher salary to their female athletes. Why would any female want to play in the WNBA? All of this unfolds with the players' union already gearing up to renegotiate the collective bargaining agreement. Charter flights, maternity clauses, and yes, larger roster sizes sit atop the agenda. Vanloo's heart-wrenching airport story instantly becomes Exhibit A. If the league wants buy-in from global talent, it has to prove players are partners, not paperwork. There's a broadcast angle too. Nielsen charts show TV audiences cliff diving more than 50% whenever Caitlin Clark sits. If overseas standouts begin to bail, depth evaporates, and casual fans zap the remote even faster. Suddenly those glittering media contracts look vulnerable, and sponsors start asking uncomfortable questions about brand safety. So the league faces a decision that runs deeper than any single social media backlash. Julie Vanloo's bruised heart will eventually mend, her EuroBasket ring will always glitter, and some other club may yet hand her a fresh jersey. But the scar she leaves on WNBA credibility could take seasons to heal. Every future signing meeting in Barcelona, Belgrade, or Brisbane will include the phrase, "Remember what happened to Vanloo." Every collective bargaining bullet point will circle back to that abandoned baggage carousel in San Francisco. Francisco. Respect isn't a luxury upgrade, it's the seatbelt that keeps a growing league from pitching into turbulence. Treat players like disposable parts, and the global engine sputters. Treat them as celebrated partners, and the league climbs to altitudes no men's or women's basketball entity has touched. The Valkyries chose the first option, and now the entire WNBA watches seatbelt signs flicker overhead. The fasten or crash moment has arrived. Which side of history will the league fasten itself to? Put in the comment "respect the women athletes" down in the comments if you believe it's time the league starts showing the respect that these ladies deserve.